A top inspector general warning a House panel that your taxpayer dollars may be ending up in the hands of the Taliban. Former Green Beret, Republican from Florida, Michael Waltz, member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Sir, good morning to you. Listen, it's been tough to get answers on this. Do you think they move the ball at all? Or is the news that's coming out of there worse than we think?
Bill, I think it's worse than we think, and right now everyone's in the dark. Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of State, has ignored multiple subpoenas from the head of Foreign Affairs, Mike McCaul. He just missed a deadline this week, and in fact ignored outreach from the Democrat chair last year on this. And all we're asking for is a dissent cable and a few other documents. Diplomats in Kabul in July in 2021 said the government is falling, this thing is coming unraveled, yet the State Department won't let us see it. They're saying that, well, no, we have to protect the signers of this. We can redact the signers. So we need transparency. And my question is, what do they have to hide? The president and everyone else, his administration has said this was an outstanding success. And on the aid, Bill, let me tell you what, this is billions of dollars. It's going through the hands of third parties, including the UN, and then to NGOs in Afghanistan. Guess what the Taliban's doing? They're registering themselves as international NGOs, and they take that money and they literally make life and death decisions. You're with us, you might get a little bit, you're not with us, you die. And meanwhile, Al-Qaeda's in bed with the Taliban. And I guarantee you that money is getting diverted. I'm hearing from people still over there.
Yeah, listen, I think it's all maddening to hear about it. You mentioned this cable, all right? The State Department's not providing it. Why? I don't know. I don't know how they operate. This is the statement that came out. Discussions with the committee about next steps are ongoing. But the department has again offered a briefing. Call for number 2, guys. Thank you. We continue to believe that our offers can satisfactorily provide the committee with the information it needs to conduct its oversight function while still protecting the dissent channel. Why would they give a briefing and
Bill,
not put something in writing? Why would that be?
You don't have a whistleblower or dissent against an agency, and then the agency gets to kind of distill that and tell you and brief you what was in there. We want to see the actual document. And again, why the lack of transparency if the president's standing before the world saying this was the right thing to do and doubling down saying it was an outstanding success? Well, let us see what these brave diplomats who had the courage to stand up and say this is going to be a disaster. Let us see the Gold Star families deserve transparency. The diplomats themselves deserve transparency. And the American people do too. And the last thing we should be doing is funding the Taliban on this notion that we can work with the good terrorists against the bad terrorists. We've made a deal with the devil, and it is going to be a disaster.
I apologize for talking over you. I'm sorry. I'm squeezed for time here. So I just want to play the soundbite from John Sopko. He's the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. Just listen to the line he said about what's happening now.
I don't trust the Taliban as far as you can throw them. I would just say I haven't seen a starving Taliban fighter on TV. They all seem to be fat, dumb, and happy. I see a lot of starving Afghan children on TV. So I'm wondering where all this funding is going.
After listening to that, you wonder, too. He said since the administration came in, it's been radio silence. Last comment on that.
Bill, I think at this point, we have to go after the State Department's budget. I'm talking to appropriators about it. We have to zero this funding out until we can certify it's going to the right people. And even then, I don't know if that's even possible. And oh, by the way, the other thing he testified, the Inspector General yesterday, at the current rate, it'll take 31 years to get out the people that we left behind. And that makes me want to take this podium and throw it through a window. It's wrong. It's infuriating. And I don't know how Blinken can collect a paycheck with a straight face every day, and why he hasn't resigned for leaving these people behind and leaving Americans behind.
Wow. Michael Waltz will stay on it. Thank you for your time today. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.